100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. An 8-year-old child nearly drowned at a campground in Fayette County. This happened Saturday afternoon around 1:30 at the Yogi Bears Jellystone Park Camp Resort in Springfield Township at Mill Run in the main pool. Child was flown to a Pittsburgh hospital. Right now, it's unclear that child's condition this morning. Fayette County woman was found guilty of killing her boyfriend's young son. 32-year-old Brianna Bloyer on Friday was convicted of third-degree murder in a jury trial of killing 2-year-old Bentley Myers back in August of 2024. 2-year-old suffered a brain bleed and bruising on his body due to physical abuse. He died of blunt force trauma to the head. Prosecutors say at the hands of Bloyer, the conviction carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. Well, negotiations over the Strait of Hormuz continue with Iran over this weekend, with the U.S. likely to play a large role on what the agreement entails. Here's ABC's Allison Cossack.
An Iranian official says Tehran is close to an agreement with Oman, but says any deal is depending on the U.S. changing its behavior. Iran also renewing its demands that the U.S. lift its naval blockade of Iranian ships and ports, and that the U.S. and its allies halt any attacks on Iranian proxies across the region. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
A person was rescued after their vehicle crashed and flipped onto its roof. This happened around 9:20 Saturday morning in Emsworth near the Glenfield Park and Ride. In a Facebook post, the Emsworth Volunteer Fire Company, along with the Cochran Hose Company out of Sewickley, removed the passenger side door along with the steering wheel to free the person who was trapped inside. It's unclear if the person was injured or if they were transported to the hospital. Following the death of a 12-year-old boy this week in McKees Rocks that was ruled a suicide, the McKees Rocks Police Department, with consent from the 12-year-old's family, released a statement on social media saying that the boy had been subject to unreported bullying, which may have played a role in the suicide. McKees Rocks Police Captain David Finnerty joined KDKA Radio's Michael Bartley on Saturday afternoon.
That was part of the statement, is that don't discount our police department as an option for help, because we have great officers, and they'll have been there for a long time. We all have children. We understand situations. And all of our guys are extremely easy to talk to, and they go out of their way for the young people, for the young generation.
The McKees Rocks Police statement on social media also stressed to call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 if anyone is struggling with grief, overwhelming sadness, or thoughts of self-harm. KDKA Radio News Time. It's coming up on 7:03. Let's get to the AccuWeather forecast for your Sunday coming up next.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A little bit of patchy fog early this morning. Otherwise, today will be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Then tonight, clouds will increase with a low of 71. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a couple of showers and a gusty thunderstorm, high 82. And on Tuesday, another couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Nicole Joniak, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, Doug is here. Listen, a schedule got a little complicated Friday, but I was going to try to bring him out to the McKnight store, as in Coons Market, because I want to get the word out about this big event that he has coming up. So before we get into all the particulars, let me tell you, if you're the 10th caller at 412-922-1020, you win a $25 gift certificate to Sorgel. So 10th caller, Ryan is waiting for those calls right now, 412-922-1020. But this is going to be an epic event, maybe one of the biggest things you've ever done.
Oh, I'm so excited. It was so funny on Friday. We were trying to get together and do something. I wasn't reading the text. I didn't know what time it came in. I just saw the text. I run up to the store. He's gone to the next store. That's how it works with two good communicators.
Yeah, right.
Two professional communicators.
Listen, as soon as I pulled out of the parking lot and I sent like the third text, I went, you know what's going to happen? He's going to show up because he's not going to see these other two texts.
Yeah, because I won't look at text when I'm in the car.
I get it. Go ahead. So.
Garlic Festival, August 23rd, 12 to 3. The first ever Pittsburgh Garlic Festival, and it's all to support this thing called SHIM, which is the South Hills Interfaith Movement. It's at this Flora Park Nursery and Creamery, best ice cream I've ever had. And I am going to make, and I'm going to do a test run on this week, honey roasted garlic ice cream with balsamic swirl.
Wow.
And Rob, maybe when I make it early and you're up north, I'll get a video of you tasting it, because I'm going to do videos of people tasting it and see if it passes muster.
Nobody has ever made anything like this. I've never heard any major dairy.
No.
Nobody.
They have a garlic festival in Gilroy, California, and one of the things that they do to like pique interest,
right,
is make garlic ice cream. But I didn't want to make a garlic ice cream that was savory. It doesn't sound good, does it? When you roast garlic.
What do you think it actually is going to taste like? I mean, besides garlic. But
it's not going to taste like garlic, because when you roast garlic, it changes the flavor completely. It sweetens it, and it becomes just like this kind of soft. And you're going to mix it in with honey.
Oh, okay.
And the vanilla ice cream, and I don't think you're going to. I think it's going to be really good.
So you're going to churn this yourself?
I'm churning it myself. I've got a churner coming my way.
Well, everybody needs to take a churn, at least something that they're passionate about once in life.
So that is Sunday, August 23rd. I'm going to list all the stuff that's going on. Jono and Maria Prasic are donating amazing art, which will auction off. The SHIM does all this amazing stuff down in the South Hills, helping people. And so the idea is you come, you bring your extra garden produce or anything else you'd like to donate to SHIM. I have a long list of things that SHIM can use. Anyone who donates gets a free hose nozzle, courtesy of Dram. We've got all sorts of different garlics for sale. So we've got to have music, German white, Chestnut red, an Italian red, all that you can plant. And thank you, Janaski's Farm and Greenhouse, for that music garlic. That is the best garlic. I've been growing it forever. I'll be presenting Planting Garlic for 7 Different Harvests and explain how to avoid the allium leaf miner, a destructive garlic pest which has wiped me out for a couple years. Now I know what to do. Besides making that ice cream, I'm going to make the ultimate garlic Alfredo pasta. And man, when I make these kind of dishes for like charity events and such, it's garlicky, but not like this stuff is going to be. This is going to be amazing. Dram has also donated some organic fertilizer and watering cans. We're going to have a band there. Day one is this really cool local band. And Auntie Anne's pretzel truck. You'll get to taste spotted lanternfly honey and learn about honeybees. You could buy honey there, scavenger hunt, free face painting. Bethel Park Fire Department will be there. It's just going to be amazing. I'm working on all the promotion now. I'll be on TV talking about it. I'll be on the all over the place talking about it. I can't wait. I got all sorts of other announcements too. How about this rain in this season? I heard you talking about the rain yesterday on the air, Rob, and only purely from a gardening standpoint, not from the standpoint of somebody who had water in their basement someplace they'd never seen it before. I fixed that, though. I fixed the gutter, so that water shouldn't be coming in.
You think it could come down to Monaca sometime this week? But you know what Paul said yesterday about you off the air? He said, "But are you sure he wants rain like this, or does he want that slow?"
No, this
rain?
is fine. This
works?
For us that are gardening. I don't think we've seen a season like this in a long time.
So you'll take it.
Yeah, when Eric Countryman from Davy Tree comes on after the 7:30 news break, we'll talk a lot about the weather and how it's affecting our trees and other things. But I've got a contest going on that just came up yesterday. My friend Dan Bowles has a bunch of Sun Gold tomato plants that he started in June that look pretty good. We did this 2 years ago where we planted on July 31st, and everyone who competed got a tomato by the end of the season. Well, now we're into mid-August. If you know how to grow a tomato, if you want to grow a tomato and plant one this late in the season and then can get a tomato before frost, you'll win the contest. And
that's a good idea.
Anybody who participates, you get this amazing gift. It's a signed copy of The Steel City Garden, an incredible book written by me. And then the winner, we're going to have lunch together.
New York Times bestseller list.
I don't know about that.
And then I woke him up and said,
yeah,
you're dreaming.
Yeah. So if you would like to be part of the Sun Gold Tomato Growing Contest, just go to Doug Oster.
Why that? That's really unique, that idea. Why
Well, you know what? 2 years ago, Dan had extra Sun Gold plants. He suggested, why don't you just have a contest and we'll see if anybody could get a tomato that quick, because Sun Gold puts them on quick. And I said, that sounds a great idea. And I had 3 people reach out. But now I've got 12 plants, so I'd love to have 12 people. Just go to DougOster.com, click on the contact button, and just say, hey, I want to try and grow that tomato. If we get more than 12, I'll do a random drawing, but we won't. You get 3, 4, or 5 people that want to do this. It'll be fun. Last time I had just one person, and then a young family did it, and it's just going to be fun. It's just going to be a great little thing, and I'll do it too. I'm going to put one in a container.
Well, listen, it must be Doug Oster magic, because last week we did tomatoes on the Coons Cooking, and I'm thinking, now, who's going to call? It was probably one of the best shows we've ever had.
I posted something on Facebook about tomato sandwiches.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could bring to the table.
And I had 250 comments, and listen to this. Tomato on white bread with peanut butter?
Hey, why not, man?
I think this is really a thing, because I have 2 people that did that. When I was at a party earlier this year, somebody said hot dogs and peanut butter.
Hey,
would you try that? Would you actually try? I don't know. Tomato and peanut butter?
My sister Cheryl, much love. She just recently had a birthday. She did peanut butter and mustard when we were growing up. It became one of our all-time favorites.
Okay.
It works.
I'm just going to try a little bit of tomato with a little bit of peanut butter and bread, but I don't know, man. But anyway, the tomato sandwich is the thing.
But it was a huge hit last week. So
and, well, this week you're doing peppers
well,
I heard.
Have you been giving him these ideas? Because honestly, all the years
what am I supposed to do with all these hot peppers, folks? Call in next hour.
All these years that we've been doing the show, we've never done, and Frank's really good about this stuff, we've never done tomatoes and peppers back to back. And if peppers is like last week, hey, we're on to something.
One more big announcement, Rob. I am taking people back to Italy in April.
Speaking of tomatoes
and
peppers,
even though it was only officially announced yesterday, I've already got a bunch of people that signed up. So I'm going to northern Italy next April, 9-day trip, Venice, Verona, Treviso, Asolo, Bassano del Grappa, and then up to the Dolomite mountain chain. We're going to see a garden I haven't seen since 2014 called Guisti Gardens in Verona. It's the setting of, well, the city is the setting for Romeo and Juliet. And the last time I went there, you have to walk way up on this hill. And while we were walking up there, the birds were singing like crazy. And it was off to the right, there was a little ballet school, and the piano was being played for the dance over and over again. And as we got to the top and overlooking the city of Verona, it was noon, and all the bells in the city started ringing. It was just amazing. Now, I'm going to do a live webinar a week from Monday all about the trip. It's something you register for, you get a link, and you can watch it next Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll talk about it next Sunday. But all the details for the trip are at DougOster.com. And if you have any questions about the trip, it's priced really reasonably. It's going to be a great trip. And as I said, Italy is one of those places that when I do go there, people sign up quick. And I don't want to be pressuring or be a sales guy or anything, but just if you ever thought about going to Italy, especially northern Italy, take a look at that trip because it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
All right, 866-391-1020. Never to doubt to get those gardening questions in for Doug, and then Davey Tree, Talkin' Tree. We'll be back.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hey, your Pratt Pack, something really exciting to tell you about, and Patty Janoski and I just can't wait to get the word out. Stop by Farm Tots Youth Market to support local young entrepreneurs as they showcase their creativity, hard work, and homemade goods. It's going to be happening August 16th at the farm from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lemonade, bracelets, keychains, cake pops, sugar cookies, bookmarks, plaster paint kits, face painting, balloon animals, and 3D items as well. So support all of the young farm tots at Janoski's in Clinton.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 evenings to deepen your understanding of the world around you, featuring Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, and former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread build-it-yourself furniture, with extremely vague instructions.
What are these? Hieroglyphics?
Then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
News Radio, KDKA.
Sports is brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Bubba Chandler went 6 innings and gave up no earned runs and struck out 5 as the Pirates beat the Mets 9-0 yesterday. 2 teams again today, PNC Park, 1:35 first pitch. Here at a 93.7 The Fan. Pro Football Hall of Fame, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, Luke Kuechly, and Roger Craig were officially enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 2026 class on Saturday in Canton, Ohio. First ballot legend Brees and Fitzgerald headlined the ceremony along with their peers, sharing emotional speeches honoring their storied careers, families, and iconic moments in NFL history. And Roger Craig also announced that he is suffering from dementia. Lionel Messi's father passed away, the father of the soccer star and Argentinian captain. He died Saturday at a hospital in Rosario, Argentina. His father was 68 years of age. Riverhounds Sacramento 0-0 tie last night. Wyndham Championship through 3 rounds. Michael Brennan and Bo Hostler are tied at 16 under. More sports, 937thefan.com.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Our time to get these gardening questions in here, 866-391-1020. Here is Lynn and McCandless for Doug Oster, DougOster.com. Good morning, Lynn. Welcome to KDKA.
Hey, Doug. Hi, Rod. Yesterday, I went out to Best Seeds because we have white spots on our hemlock. So we got this insect spray that they recommended, and I think we've had it in the past, but I wonder, should we do this preventively every year, or is it the conditions that caused it, or what would you recommend?
You're always going to have that, it's called hemlock woolly adelgid. That's the white things on your, that's actually a living pest that sucks the liquid out of the plant. And so you're probably always going to have that. So yes, preventatively would be great. Now, what we use as an organic treatment is we just spray something called horticultural oil on the pest itself, and it suffocates the pest. The hemlock woolly adelgid took a beating this winter because it was so cold. They don't like super cold, and so that knocks them back a little bit. But it's important to treat that tree. How tall is the tree? That's the concern, is how you're going to get the spray up into the tree.
Well, it's really tall. It's probably about 17 feet. And so this thing is supposed to attach to a hose, and it has like a jet spray.
So I would look carefully at what that stuff is to be sure that you're not, if it's something that's a chemical spray, that it's not coming back down on you, that you're properly protected. Lynn, I'm telling you, I have been, the last couple days, seen people out spraying a weed killer on the ground without any protection, without wearing any protection, and that's not the way you want to do it. Now, I don't know what the spray is that you're using. If it's horticultural oil or insecticidal soap or something mild like that, it's no worry. It can't hurt you. But if it's a chemical and a chemical pesticide, figure out what it is, read the back of the label. You just, when you're spraying up, it comes down. And so you've got to be very, very careful because we just don't want it to hurt you. And so, again, and you're welcome to take a look at that and reach out to me separately through the DougOster.com and ask a question about it there, too, if you figure out what it is. And I'll be happy to guide you in the right direction. But, yeah, you should take a look at this. Just search it online, the hemlock woolly adelgid, because there's different stages of this problem, and you probably have a type of scale too. That's just very common with hemlocks, and so just kind of take a look at it. There's a what we call a crawler stage where we like to get the horticultural oil on there. But that pest, and it's not like overnight, but can kill a tree over a few years. When Eric Countryman from Davy Tree comes on, we'll talk a little bit about hemlock woolly adelgid. So stay tuned for that, and he'll have some ideas too. Any other questions?
No, all I noticed was there was all of a sudden there was just a dead spot. So my husband cut it away, and then I looked 4 or 5 days later, and now we have 3 spots. And I'm like, there's something going on. So I went out and looked at it, and there is a white, looks almost like an icing.
Yeah.
On one of the branches.
Yeah, that's the hemlock woolly adelgid. I would be tempted, if you were interested in doing that, in just calling Davy Tree, and the guy will come out for free and just take a look at it to be sure that you're doing everything right. If that interests you, it's 855-982-TREE, 855-982-8733. And, hey, if you're going to have an expert come out for free, he can diagnose it. He can give you options. The thing about when these guys from Davy, it's called a certified arborist, when they come out, they don't have to sell you anything. They're not incentivized to sell you anything. They're just kind of scientists that come out and they're look at it. If they do need to do some work on it, they'll give you an estimate right then and there, and then you decide. There's no pressure. There's no It's just the right way to, if you're dealing with any of your trees on your property, and it doesn't have to be Davy, any certified arborist can do this. Of course, I'm connected with Davy. I know the guys from Davy, and I trust the guys from Davy. And as I said, always feel free to reach out to me too if you have questions, because that's my job. I want to walk you through this and make sure everything's safe for you. Okay.
Thank you so much. What is that oil called again?
Horticultural oil, and it's a special type of light oil that you get at a garden center, and then you put it into a sprayer, a pump sprayer, and you cover the pest itself, and it suffocates the pest, but it can't hurt you. That's the thing I'm most concerned with, especially with spraying up. A lot of the pesticides can be very dangerous, and you have to have the right protective gear, especially when, again, as I'm beating a dead horse here and repeating myself, but when spraying up, and that's, you're trying to get up to 17 feet on a tree, that stuff's just going to come right back down on you. And who knows what it is? Maybe it's something that's safe, but we'll figure it out. Reach out, all right?
I will reach out to you. Thank you, Doug.
Thanks so much.
All right, we're down to about the final 90 seconds before our break, so just kind of fill us in on other things happening in the world.
Well, I wanted to tell you, Rob, about I've been able to sit in the garden and wait for the bats. Many seasons I don't do this. I'm too busy. I'm running around, but I've made it a point to, at the end of the day, go out to the garden, sit down. I don't come back inside until I see the bats flying. But, watching the sun go down. The other thing in the background from where I live is the marching band is practicing.
Nice.
And I love that. Might drive people crazy, maybe, but when I hear those drums,
North Hills.
Yeah, when I hear those drums, I don't. Yeah, it's really awesome. And real quick, all I could think about is all the cicadas start singing. We grew up in the country, Aurora, Ohio, and of course had no air conditioning. And my mother made my brother climb this poplar tree in the front yard to try and brush off one of those cicadas, because the cicada was keeping her up all night. And so my brother was up like 30 feet in the air trying to find. They never found the cicada.
I'd give anything to go back to wake up to that sound.
When we come back, Eric Countryman from the Davy Tree Expert Company will be here to talk about summer tree maintenance, summer tree care, and we will definitely talk hemlock woolly adelgid.
Yeah, and still to come today, the Coons Cooking Hour. We're going to be discussing peppers, and more peppers, all still today on KDKA. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Best of Edition, Dr. Sean Ritchie, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. If you have neuropathy or know someone that does, make sure you tune in, because it's a message of hope you will not want to miss. And then it's Accurate Solutions coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. And how about this today? Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Our leadoff batter, Joe Giordano, former Pitt Panther baseball coach, now special assistant, IMG Academy. Bucks got a big win against the Mets yesterday. Bubba Chandler looked spectacular. And we're going to talk all about yesterday's Hall of Fame presentation in Canton, Ohio, in which former Pitt Panther Larry Fitzgerald was enshrined, his college roommate at Pitt, West Allegheny's own Tyler Palco at 11:30. And then from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on the Steelers beat, Ray Fittipaldo. All of that today still to come up until 1 o'clock with your Pratt Pack on KDKA Pittsburgh.
What do you want to do this week? Why not put Sorgles on your list? What? You've never been to Sorgles? Just come once and you'll be hooked. Hi, this is Randy from Sorgles. As a family-run business with lots of family on the floor, we have so much to share with you. And here's the list. The Greenhouse and Garden Center, Home Accents and Home Decor, Houseplants and Supplies, the Bakery and Deli, new baby apparel, we are told that's the best in the Pittsburgh area, Fresh Fruit Market with an abundance of our own farm produce, the Wine Shop from Arrowhead Winery, hand-dipped ice cream, cider slushies, candy and snacks, Arsenal Cider's tasting room, the gift barn with 3 floors of gifts and children's toys, the farm goats, oh, they're so comical, Naturally Sorgles, over 2,000 gluten-free items, the sluice for the kids, tiny town play area, and we have fresh pop kettle corn all the time. And don't be afraid of the parking and traffic at this time of the year. It's all doable. Sorgles, 724-935-2090.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A Fayette County woman has been found guilty of killing her boyfriend's young son. 32-year-old Brianna Beloyer on Friday was convicted of third-degree murder in a jury trial of killing 2-year-old Bentley Myers back in August of 2024. 2-year-old suffered a brain bleed and bruising on his body due to physical abuse. He died of blunt force trauma to the head, prosecutors say, at the hands of Beloyer. The conviction carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. A person was rescued after their vehicle crashed and flipped onto its roof. This happened around 9:20 on Saturday morning in Emsworth, near the Glenfield Park and Ride. In a Facebook post, the Emsworth Volunteer Fire Company, along with the Cochran Hose Company out of Sewickley, removed the passenger side door and removed the steering wheel to free the person trapped inside. It's unclear if the person was injured or if they were transported to the hospital. An 8-year-old child nearly drowned at a campground in Fayette County. This happened Saturday afternoon around 1:30 at the Yogi Bears Jellystone Park Camp Resort in Springfield Township at Mill Run at the main pool. Child was flown to a Pittsburgh hospital. Child's condition is unknown this morning. Well, a fire at a vacant house suffered extensive damage Saturday morning in Harmer Township. That fire began around 3 o'clock Saturday morning at a home at Rich Hill and Jacoby Roads. The fire spread to 2 alarms. There were no injuries reported. Iranian officials are speaking out as negotiations over the Strait of Hormuz continue this weekend. Here's ABC's Allison Kosick.
An Iranian official says Tehran is close to an agreement with Oman aimed at securing shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, but says any deal is depending on the U.S. changing its behavior before the strait fully reopens. A spokesman for Iran's Revolutionary Guard going further, declaring the strait is no longer just a waterway, but source of power Iran controls because of its geography.
KDKA Radio News Time at 7:32. The AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll start off with some patchy fog early this morning. Otherwise, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Then clear early tonight with increasing clouds late, low 71. Tomorrow, expect a couple of showers and a thunderstorm that can be gusty and bring flooding downpours, high 82. And on Tuesday, expect another round of a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Nicole Joniak, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday in the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. We'll recap what you might have missed over the weekend and get you going.
All right, 10th caller right now wins a $25 gift certificate to Janoski's in Clinton, 412-922-1020.
And now, it's time for Talking Trees, a service of the Davey Tree Expert Company.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We are joined by my friend Eric Countryman from the Davey Tree Expert Company to do a little talking trees. And Eric, we're going to talk all about summer tree care and maintenance, but before we get there, I want to talk about the season. This has been a very unusual rainy season, no drought this year. Is that affecting our trees in some way?
Yeah, it definitely is. It has been wet. You're right, and it's keeping things looking green.
Yeah, it's looking good. How about diseases, fungal diseases? Have they been more so, or just the same?
I think about the same.
That's interesting.
A lot of it can happen more in the early part of spring, and it wasn't a really damp spring.
Right.
So maybe now what we're seeing is more of a powdery mildew, but generally everything's looking pretty good.
So earlier today on the show, we had someone talking about hemlock woolly adelgid, and I don't know what they have, but they went to a local nursery and they gave them something to spray on the tree. The tree's 17 feet tall. My advice was to get a certified arborist from Davey out there to take a look. I just don't like it when homeowners, they don't know what they have to spray and they're spraying up to 17 feet. Well, when you spray up, it's got to come back down too. When is the best time to deal with hemlock woolly adelgid?
Usually anytime beyond mid-May.
Okay.
Through the summer.
Okay.
And then also once we're heading into the dormant period, it's a great time for an application of a horticulture oil that can help smother things over the winter.
Yeah, that's what I like to use.
Yeah.
As I told you before, in my landscape, the cold winter really knocked them back comparatively. I certainly still have them, but I've been able to spray horticulture oil on them, especially at the end of the season, to try and keep them at bay because I've got lots of hemlocks. So let's move into summer tree care. What are you thinking when you hear summer tree care? What does that mean?
To me, actually, I think a lot of summer tree care is making sure that your trees are safe and in a secure position. Diseases are important. Watering is important if we're not having the rain we're having. But really, with the storms that we can get through the summer, I think that's my biggest concern.
Proper pruning is one thing, right? Because you want the wind to be able to go through the tree when we have one of these storms?
Absolutely, yeah. Proper pruning and, cabling and bracing when necessary to try to give them some extra support. I think that's more important than anything when we come to the summer.
And since we're talking pruning, let's talk about some things that we don't prune this time of the year.
Yeah, we don't want to prune trees like oaks or elms because they can be, the open wounds make them susceptible to fungal diseases, oak wilt or Dutch elm disease.
When you talk about elms, Are there elms now that we can plant that are resistant to that? Because I still see elms getting planted.
There are. First one was developed quite a long time ago, called the Princeton elm, because it was developed in Princeton, New Jersey. There are other varieties that now have been found that are less susceptible. Now, these are all varieties of a American elm.
Mm-hmm.
Still plant European elms. You can still plant slippery elms, though nobody really does. But those are all available, and yeah, they're not as susceptible. But it's still just not a good idea to prune even those elms until they're dormant.
Is one of those type of elms something that you would plant in a property if the place was right, if it was the right tree for the right place?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, a good elm with a proper, big mushroom shape that they can get is a great shade tree for your yard.
So what was that one elm you said that people aren't planting?
Oh, I said slippery elm. It's more of a weed than it is a tree.
What else for summer maintenance? We haven't had to water this year, it makes life easier. Or have you guys been out watering?
No, I mean, we really haven't had to water. We are getting often enough rains that things are generally saying okay. Though when we are getting the heats that we were having, up the high 90s, even the water is not always enough, and you may need to supplement, especially if you have anything new or young or small.
Isn't it interesting just how every season is completely different? When you look at us this time last year, you and I were talking about watering, like the importance of watering your trees. But, of course, Rob said that he can't stand any more rain. And if you look at the forecast, it's raining all week.
Exactly, yeah. If you're a baseball fan, it's kind of hard because it's constantly raining. But, I mean, what I think is our ability to capture the water for our trees. So having a good mulch rings around your trees, having good beds around the trees all help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it's just coming in giant storms and washing away, is it really helping anything?
That's a good point, because after some of those storms, at the end of my driveway, all the loose asphalt is sitting down there, and I'm sure it would be the same thing if I had mulch up there too. Well, you had to bring up mulch, and so as we always say with mulching, it has to be the mulch ring has to be done the right way. Again, we talk about this all the time, Eric, but it's so important to mulch the right way.
Yeah, it is. And you can really set your trees back if not done properly. The worst thing is the volcano mulching, where you're piling it up over the trunk.
Which we see everywhere.
But you see everywhere, yeah.
And you see how angry I was when I said that, too?
Well, unfortunately, you generally pay by the ton for mulch, and people want to make sure they get their money's worth. So things get piled high, even if it's not the right way to do it.
And then you can just buy a new tree.
Well, sure. But I mean, I would, again, it's best to make sure you know where your root crown is when you plant your tree. Make sure that's just about above the ground. Mulch just about 2 to 3 inches, just out to our drip line. That's the best way.
I've got a weird tree that I planted last year, a Franklinia, and I'm worried about it. And just like everybody else, Eric, I'm going to try to explain to you without you seeing it what it's doing, and expect you to be able to tell me what to do. I think it's getting too much water. I've got it in a nice place that has lots of drainage, but the leaves are starting to turn a little yellow. Now, Franklinia is a I've killed one of them already, and I don't want to kill this one. This was a big tree that I put in place that made it through the winter fine. It leafed out. It looked great all season, but now it's starting to get some yellow leaves. Do I have to have my certified arborist from Davie come take a look at it?
I would say you might have to, but yellowing leaves in the summer can also, with too much rain, you could lead to a nutrient deficiency. So you may need to get a soil test, because if you're having an iron deficiency, you could end up with chlorosis, which is the yellowing of the leaves.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And so that's never a bad idea, is to test the soil and see, what your nutrient levels are.
That is a great idea. Well, I appreciate that. All right, Eric, you hang in there. We're going to take a break, and we'll talk when you come back. For more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts like Eric from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733.
We'll be back.
It's the little things, the information you need, people you know, the little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Hey, Calvin, you know that feeling when summer's finally on its way? Everybody's outside, grills are going.
Yeah, but that's when you notice what winter did to your home. The deck boards are warped, the roof's missing shingles, the siding's faded.
That's where we come in. No pressure, no surprises. Just good, honest work so you can enjoy the season that you earned.
We're ready when you are. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
Brian Schlaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Born and raised right here. Since 2015, we've helped over 1,000 Pittsburgh homeowners sell their houses quickly and without the stress. No repairs, cleanouts, inspections, or appraisals. We give fast and fair cash offers, buy your home as is, and you choose the closing day. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057. That's 412-500-9057.
Pittsburgh's local trusted home buyer since 2015.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports is brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Bubba Chandler went 6 innings and gave up no earned runs and struck out 5 as the Pirates beat the Mets 9-0 yesterday. 2 teams again today, PNC Park, 1:35 first pitch, here at a 93.7 The Fan. Pro Football Hall of Fame, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, Luke Kuechly, and Roger Craig were officially enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 2026 class on Saturday in Canton, Ohio. First ballot legend Brees and Fitzgerald headlined the ceremony along with their peers, sharing emotional speeches honoring their storied careers, families, and iconic moments in NFL history. And Roger Craig also announced that he is suffering from dementia. Lionel Messi's father passed away, the father of the soccer star and Argentinian captain. He died Saturday at a hospital in Rosario, Argentina. His father was 68 years of age. Riverhounds, Sacramento 0-0 tie last night. Wyndham Championship through 3 rounds. Michael Brennan and Bo Hostler are tied at 16 under. More sports, 937thefan.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Julian Gray Associates has the most certified elder law attorneys of any law firm in the nation, right here in Pittsburgh. They also have experienced social workers so that you can prepare a plan to age with dignity that you can afford. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, peppers coming up, the topic of conversation next time on the Coons Cooking Hour. But now it's time to get back to more of Davey Tree Talking Trees and your gardening questions, tree-related questions, 866-391-1020 with Doug Oster, the Organic Gardener, DougOster.com.
Joined again by Eric Countryman from the Davey Tree Expert Company. We're talking about summer tree maintenance, tree care. Eric, does that include fertilization?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Can we fertilize like when it's raining like this? Is that okay, or
it's actually sometimes the best?
Okay.
You can really get it to soak in the ground softer. You can plug it a little deeper when it's soft. When we have the droughts and the ground turns into concrete,
yeah,
and it becomes really difficult.
Explain how you guys fertilize a tree.
So we use a special, very slow release fertilizer called Arbor Green, and we mix it with water. So it's suspended powder and water, and we use a pressure pump to inject it into the soil. And that we do about on a grid underneath your tree about every 3 feet, injecting about a half a gallon. It also helps open the soil a little bit, also helps to aerate some, and that fertilizer is then there breaking down for a year, helping feed your tree when it's hungry, looking for nutrients.
I assumed that Arbor Green was like something new, but it's not. I saw a post. It's like it's been around for 50 years, so we know that it works. Have you used it since the beginning of your time as an arborist?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been around a very long time. It was developed by a man named Roger Funk, who was a technical advisor for Davy Tree quite a long time ago.
I didn't know you were a tree history buff, too.
Well, I am from Northeast Ohio, where Davy is headquartered, and I knew him and all that he had developed.
Well, it's funny. I'm from there too, and I live the next town over from where Davy has their headquarters, and of course we always use Davy. That's the way you did it, and that's the way you should do it. I don't remember, Eric. Where are you from? What area?
Like Warren, Ohio.
Oh yeah, my old stomping grounds when I worked for the Vindicator.
Yep.
One thing that always worries me when we get this amount of rain is that shallow-rooted trees, when it gets windy, I was looking at the forecast. It's going to be a windy day today. When things get windy, I just worry, living in an oak forest and with pines and hemlocks and maples and all sorts of other things. What should I do as a homeowner if I do have those worries?
There's not one simple thing to do. The best is you need to keep your trees as healthy as possible. I think that's when fertilizing comes in to play, because you can build a deeper, better root system. It's also when we do get drought, you need to water, because if you don't, your root systems start to die back. And then when we get rain like this and wind, the roots aren't there to hold your tree up.
When is the premier time for planting? Is it now, or I know you guys have to plant all the way through the summer. I don't want to plant a tree in the summer because I'm assuming I'm going to have to keep it watered. If I would have planted a tree earlier this year, what an easy year to do spring planting. I like to wait till September. That's my prime time. What about you guys?
If it were at my house, I would wait till October.
Oh, okay, even later. Okay.
Yeah.
And
things are already kind of starting to go dormant. The trees just needs a little bit of help, a little bit of water. You got the temperatures on your side. I mean, we can still get 100-degree days in September.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad time, but yeah, given the option, I'd say probably that 1st of October would be my day.
In general, why plant in the fall? Why is that so much better?
Especially if you're getting trees from a nursery that are balled and burlapped.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming out of the field once they've already opened their leaves, once they've kind of had a mature summer, and you're putting them in, they get comfortable. The care is not as hard because you don't have to water like crazy. And then they get to have a nice, comfortable overwinter and then be ready to go for the spring.
Have we caught? Go ahead.
Compared to doing it in the spring is then you're going to have to just care for them a lot. And also sometimes you get them where they've been dug before they've really leafed up and they don't really leaf out totally for the whole summer once they're taken out of the fields.
Well, I want to keep picking your brain about planting trees. When I go to the nursery, should I get a bigger tree as far as caliper size or a smaller tree? What is better to plant from a science point of view?
Well, I don't know if about a science, but I'll just maybe anecdotal. For every inch of caliper or diameter of your trunk is 1 year of settling in. So if you get a 3-inch tree, it's 3 years of settling in before it's really going to just take off. But if you plant a 1-inch tree, you get 1 year, and then it takes off. So you get a little bit of price difference, obviously, between a big one and a smaller tree. But I think also the level of care you're going to have to give it, year after year to get it to established is more with a larger tree.
And, of course, you'd save money if you were buying a smaller tree, right?
Of course. It could be hundreds of dollars difference.
Anything else for summer maintenance that we haven't thought about talking about?
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled for a choice here with the rain we're having. Though it hasn't been a typical summer. I think the other thing that I just want to remind people, and this is the benefit of having a mulch ring around your trees, especially your small ones. I see so many trees that are killed by weed whackers. People going right up to the base of it to get the grass, and they're cutting into the roots. They girdle them. I guess you call it, string trimmer blight. So just you got to be careful around the base of your trees. They're not made of iron.
Before I let you go, have you ever had a situation where a homeowner has planted a tree and then brought you in 3 years later and asked you to move it?
Yes, it happens all the time. And unfortunately, maybe a 3-year tree, maybe you can do it. But you get into ones where it's, I love this Japanese maple. I've had it for 10 years. I mean, it would take a crane to move it, and giant spade trucks and to cut it out. And it's not necessarily something we have. It's not something anyone really in Pittsburgh has. And also the care you would have to give a tree like that.
That when you move it,
yeah, well, it's basically replanting it again. Only now you've cut the roots twice, and so you have to basically start that whole process over again.
I mean, is it a big shovel thing on the back of a truck? Is that how it works?
There are some that actually fit on the front of like a Bobcat or a movable machine to be able to cut something out like that properly. The other thing you can do, you can use air tools and try to loosen it and cut the roots, but it's still traumatic to the tree.
All right.
There's no nice way to do it.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. For more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733. Next week, we have a special guest, an amazing 13-year-old gardener, and she has an amazing garden. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
News next.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
Marine Private First Class Donald Burns of Beaver County was awarded the Silver Star Medal for gallantry in action on the Marianas Island, Tinian, on July 29, 1944. When his patrol was ambushed and pinned down by enemy troops, Private Burns exposed himself to very heavy fire to run across an area that was covered from 3 sides by the enemy to get back to friendly lines and guide tanks to the scene of the action. When he had returned with tanks, he again exposed himself to carry a wounded man to safety of a tank, during which action he was severely wounded. His courage, willingness, and presence of mind contributed greatly in saving the lives of many men in the patrol.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial reflects the valor and heroism that shaped this great country. Consider a tax-deductible donation. For more information, visit soldiersandsailorshall.org.
Summer heat, storms, and heavy rain can put your roof to the test. Don't settle for anything less than expert care. PJ Fitzpatrick brings more than 45 years of experience, and they've earned thousands of 5-star reviews, delivering American-made, CertainTeed premium shingles. Most roofs install in just one day, and all come with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. Flexible financing makes it easy to protect your home this summer. Visit trustpj.com today.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 71 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. An 8-year-old child nearly drowned at a campground in Fayette County. This happened Saturday afternoon around 1:30 at the Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park Camp Resort in Springfield Township at Mill Run. Happened in the main pool there. Child was flown to Pittsburgh Hospital. The child's condition unknown this morning. A person had to be rescued after their vehicle crashed and flipped onto its roof. This happened around 9:20 Saturday morning in Emsworth near the Glenfield Park and Ride. In a Facebook post, the Emsworth Volunteer Fire Company, along with the Cochran Hose Company of Sewickley, removed the passenger side door along with the steering wheel to free the person who was trapped inside. It's unclear if the person was injured or if they were transported to the hospital. A vacant house suffered extensive damage after a fire Saturday morning in Harmer Township. That fire began around 3 o'clock Saturday morning at a home at Rich Hill and Jacoby Roads. The fire spread to 2 alarms. There were no injuries reported. KDK Sports Steelers held their annual night practice on Saturday night this year at Latrobe Memorial Stadium. KDK Radio Sports Director Jeff Hathorn with this report from Latrobe.
A new experience for rookie quarterback Drew Aller, seeing Latrobe show up for Steelers night practice at Memorial Stadium.
The fans lined up. You can smell everybody having barbecues and cooking out. And I didn't realize how big the stadium was. A lot of fans showed out, and they did a great job of bringing energy tonight.
Aller also provided fireworks before nightfall with a couple of beautiful deep throws. With the Steelers in Latrobe, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
KDK Radio News Time 8:03. AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export. She suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanced.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty. When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A little bit of patchy fog early this morning. Otherwise, today will be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Then tonight, clouds will increase with a low of 71. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a couple of showers and a gusty thunderstorm, high 82. And on Tuesday, another couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Nicole Joniak, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
Just sitting here looking over the flyers of the great sale items at Coons Market. This is for this week. This is for next week. And all I know, nobody can beat our prices. We do it every day because we're L as in local and K as in Coons. And that's what we're all about. Here he is, Frank Dentisi, joining me right now. And don't forget today, peppers, and more peppers. However you do peppers when it comes to recipes, get on the phone right now, 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. And some lucky listener, and remember, you got to have an email. You got to give your name and information to my producer, Ryan, and we may draw your name at the end of the hour to win a $25 gift certificate to Coons Market. So, Frank, I toured with your sister Jody, the CEO, and of course, it's all about Bellevue, your brother Joey. We had a fabulous Friday for a little bit of time that we spent inside the new store over in Bellevue. That was the first time that I got inside, and I know you've had a big part in developing the inside of that store along with Jody. It is going to be spectacular. Talk about what is going to happen when the curtain comes up. In just a few short months, maybe just a little longer than that, but it won't be long before the brand new store in Bellevue. I've never seen anything like it. And I shop the competition, and I've been shopping for groceries for decades. I cannot wait to show the people what you all are doing at Coons Market in Bellevue at that new location.
Well, there's a lot of time and effort put into, developing that store, between all the construction, between when the plans originally started. They were actually in addition to the old store, and when my dad was around, and then we started on the planning from scratch store. Once we saw our issue was we wouldn't have been able to keep the store open while we did construction, and that's why we went ahead and put it where we can do it all new, everything will be there. The old store is still open. We're going to be a little bit of a struggle right now, just being honest with everybody. We're lowering the entire parking lot down, then getting it paved to the new level of where the new store is. So just be patient. We're doing as much as we can to direct traffic to make sure we still have enough parking spaces for our customer base, and just making sure it's safe at the same time as doing that, and everything can flow. So you're between 8 and 10 weeks of doing that. So we'll, just be a little patient. Trust me, in the end, it's going to be worth every while. But the good point is, the good news is you're going to be able to park in that new parking lot.
Yeah, you are.
Very, very soon, because they've been working on in front of the store itself first, and then we'll turn some spaces on over there, and you can actually park over on there and at least get a view through the windows of what's going on inside. And I'll have to take some bit more pictures and post them on Facebook again of the updates from whenever it first started on the inside and how much it's really changed. And just wait when you go there on a Friday. Now you can sit down, get a cold beer, have a slice of pizza, or get a nice fish sandwich, your choice. And any one of our fresh hot offerings that are going to be going through that cafe. And we're talking about where the beer cafe is. We're going to be having food served, You can go up, order what you want. We got a new oven that acts very fast, cooks very fast.
Beautiful new oven.
You'll be able to get nice, fresh food in a timely manner and be able to do that. Plus all of our sandwich options and some new boar's head options that'll come through with sandwiches and such. We've been working hard on. We're just now starting to develop what that menu is going to be, and soon will be one of my favorites is taste testing and making sure the recipes are right and getting all that feedback from our own staff and then customers alike of what'll work, what doesn't work, And again, if you live in Bellevue, we're going to be hiring. We have to hire.
Yes.
We have to double our staff.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a job, you have a young one that's just getting into the workforce, this will be a good time to start out. Everyone in that store will be new to that building, so you'll be on a level playing field. And we got, your normal part-time jobs, and all the way up to things where you can grow from a career. You can start part-time, work up to a full-time position, up to managing stores. I mean, that's where our store managers all come from, is from working their way up through the company, being able to do that, and coming into our delis, work the same way. Our meat departments, we run apprenticeships, to be able to develop people throughout that time, not just for our benefit, for their benefit. College isn't for you. We can pay you while you learn. So it's a little bit different than what a college is, but you can get a nice career in grocery, especially these days. So I would highly, highly recommend that as well. All you have to do is stop in the current Bellevue store and put an application in right there, or you can go to coonsmarket.com and file an application right online. You fill it out, and it goes right to our headquarters and distributed to not just the Bellevue store, but if you're looking in other areas, the same way. We distribute to all stores depending what location you picked.
Listen, it's like a supermarket neighborhood store. You've got the big feel to it, the spacious aisles, all sorts of incredible things. A seafood department that I cannot wait for you all to see. Meat department, you know what we do there. Different, brand new, absolutely incredibly aesthetic casing that you're going to see all the meats displayed in. Frozen food section. That cafe, it's got an old world feel to it. You're going to love what they're going to do there. But this is what is going to be big about this place. All of the people who work in those office buildings on Lincoln Avenue in Bellevue, you're going to be able to say, I'm not packing my lunch today. I'm going to go over to Coons Market. Nice day. You can walk up and you can get some grab and go and take it back to the office. Or better yet, at the end of the day, instead of going home and cooking dinner, maybe one night here or there, you get the family and you go over to Coons and you get something to eat, sit down and relax a little bit. And we're going to be serving up some incredible pizza too. But it's going to give them a dining experience too. And if they want to do their shopping after, what a perfect way. Have dinner and then do your shopping. That's what's so unique about it. And the whole setup that Jody and Frank and everybody has been working on is about giving the shopper, especially the young family, the newlywed couple, an opportunity to sit down, relax, have a meal, and then do your shopping, or at lunchtime or dinner time. If you're just thinking food and you don't feel like cooking or packing your lunch, what a perfect place to walk over and simply kick back. And listen, if you're in Ohio Township, just a few minutes away, you can hop in your car and you can come across the McKees Rocks Bridge. You can come from Brighton Heights. You can come from Mexican War Street, the North Side, Federal Street. All roads are going to lead to this place. Easy access, wide open spaces, and we're going to have a menu that Frank is working on right now in that cafe, that there's going to be something for everyone, Frank.
It definitely will. I mean, we've been Bellevue. That was my dad and uncle's second store, and so we're doing a dedication to them as well. And we'll have a plaque put onto the store as well, keeping and theming the themes inside the store. You'll see my uncle and my dad prevalent in the way we design things and the images and some pictures of the past of where our roots all started, So, we've been in that town since the late 70s. We used to be where the Dollar General is. I was just a kid. Like, I'm talking 3, 4. We moved up to the new, the new big store, which is where we're currently running, and then we're moving it right. Then of course now we're putting the next one up, and that's just been part of our history, and we want to make sure that we've moved in showing part of our history in it, along with part of the history of Bellevue as well. So just really that community-oriented store. I've been around the country just on shows, been blessed to be able to do that, but to be able to see different things, what they do in some of these cities, and bringing some of that knowledge back in, and my sister Jody doing, she's done really the design work inside, all the decor and all that, along with managing the construction, and all that time and effort being put into just to be able to put something that's going to be special to Bellevue, and also dedicate to our own families and business as well.
Listen, I can even see people coming from Swickley. It's a straight shot, 15 minutes. There's nothing like this in the marketplace, I can tell you. And groceries are my life. And the only thing you're going to see more of those pictures, other than Tom and obviously his uncle and, of course, his father, Joe, you're going to see me, because I'm going to be living in that store. I'll be stopping every day on my way to work. Frank, again, to you, your family, Russ, who's been on the job since your dad hired him many years ago, everybody involved, it was such a joy, and I was so excited. I just cannot wait for the public to see what you all are doing there. It's spectacular. Congratulations, and I can't wait to cut the ribbon.
Yeah, and wait, we got some things coming up in our bakery too. I just got the donut fryer delivered this past week, so that's just giving you a little hint to, you're going to have a nice fresh fried donut in Bellevue again, and it's going to be a nice addition as well. That store can, if we had the room in the old store, it could be a very good bakery store. It's a town that loves their baked goods and fresh baked goods, and we're bringing that into the new building since we're able to finally have the space to do it, and the dedication we did behind the scenes in order to be able to store ingredients and be able to store everything that we need. Mm-hmm. Our job now is to find the talented help out there to be able to do that. And we're working right now to start building that up. And if you need to start now, we can move you to a different store until we open. So you don't have to wait till our target's about mid-October. It's looking like, and that's just because, hey, if we're doing this, we're doing it right.
Absolutely.
So if something has to be slowed down to make sure that's going to be right, that's what we're going to do. Bellevue Township itself has been nothing but the best, really. They've really given, they haven't delayed anything. They want this town, not just the people, but the government there as well. The Congress, the township there. They really want you to succeed. The police force are looking. They come in all the time asking when things are going. I was in the Bellevue store on Thursday or Friday. My days all run together. But customers coming up to the counter in a deli, every single one of them asked, when do you have a target date? Do you have a target date?
It's coming.
When's it going to be opening? And people want to be able to see that. And so we're getting there.
All right, going to be good. And when I start thinking about whether you're at Northgate, you're at Avonworth, you're at North Hills, you know what? After practice, football practice, band practice, cheerleading practice, all the extracurriculars, mom and dad both trying to work to make it all work. You pick your kids up at school. Go over to Coons Market, get them some pizza, get them a hoagie, get them something to eat. That way you don't have to worry about cooking. You can do some grocery shopping. They can lift the bags for you while they're there with you. It's going to be a great experience. It's going to be a great experience, and I cannot wait to show you each and every step of the way via social media and talking about it right here on KDKA. All right, let's go. Peppers. We want to hear from your Peppers recipes right now. 866-391-1020.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED. for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know, I was thinking about peppers coming into work today because all I do is think about groceries, right? And I was thinking, I've actually seen people put peppers on hot dogs.
Yeah. Well, you've heard of Chicago-style dogs.
Oh, so they're
where they're pretty much loaded. Well, they'll load them with just all kinds of toppings. But yeah, why not put some peppers on there? You'd put it on sausage. What's hot dogs?
Yeah.
It's bologna sausage.
Yeah.
It's just sausage ground fine. You know, so yeah, I would put peppers on it. A sweet pepper. They give a nice
But you
taste.
can put, you know what else? Peppers on pizza is excellent.
You have to have peppers on pizza.
So listen,
I'll go with a mixture of green, red, and either green, red, yellow. I mean, you can mix up between the orange too. That sweetness along with the stronger bell pepper taste. But banana pepper rings on a pizza, outstanding.
Better yet, you know what we could do? Talk to the mayor of Bloomfield, and we'll do a white sauce with green and red peppers, and we'll call it the Bloomfield pizza.
There you go.
I like it, man. I like it. Okay, but one other thing, you know, you live close to Elwood now. The hot dog shop, Brighton, they have a coleslaw dog. I saw that they're selling. That sounds pretty good, man.
That would be good.
I'm telling you, there's so many things you can do if you just kick back and relax. And I told Doug Oster last hour, because he's the king of tomatoes, I doubted last week's show going into that show. I'm thinking, it's Frank's the boss, so we'll go with it. But other than a tomato sandwich and salads and tacos, what can you do? Of all the shows that we've done for over 25 years, that may have been one of the most successful shows we've ever done.
Well, I told you, people have a lot of pride going out of their gardens. And because of, for whatever, I think a lot of it came during the pandemic, the reinsurgence of gardens,
right,
where people were at home and they just kind of got addicted again to be able, and seeing the value actually. And that's where there's tomatoes are usually one of those top items they're putting in there, and a tomato can be hardy and fragile at the same time. And peppers are another one that I see out in the gardens all the time. And, and even my in-laws, they have a small garden in their backyard.
Right.
And he would give us peppers or whatever out of his garden. Peppers usually he has. He'll usually have peppers and tomatoes. And there's just a different taste. I don't know if it's just it's got a little more flavor. They get a little more flavor to them. And again, what you're getting in the grocery store is not the same variety you're going to be growing at home. So you got a pick of, standard farms, for commercial purposes are going to go more, middle of the road flavor, maybe a little more towards the bland because they want it to hit the most masses. But you can really pick out what you want when you're growing your own and to what taste you like, reading the different package and doing some research on what seed you're getting. And then once you find that seed, then you get into the new art of taking that seed and being able to dry it properly and handle it through the winter properly so you can plant that same seed next year and not have to worry about picking up any other seeds that could run into problems. Now you know what strain you have and you can go and plant that. But, hot peppers seem to be a real popular one too in the gardens. that I've seen a lot, and even with farmers locally, that's how we get our hot pepper deals where, you take that hot pepper, that banana pepper,
right,
or a Cubanelle if you don't want it to be as hot, and the easiest way, slice it long ways, scrape the seeds out if you don't want it too hot. If you like it hot, take the seeds out. Whatever you're stuffing it with, so if you're going to be stuffing with sausage, mix those seeds into the sausage so it gets that flavor all the way consistent, and then it'll bake off, and it won't be, that real pow hit right at the end of the pepper. You'll get it all through while you're eating it, and just absolutely delicious. But that nice crunch and that particular pepper that you have pride of growing, and then being able to use it inside your cooking, and you always have that tendency to also share, and that's just that pride. You grew this, and that's kind of shown. Look what I grew, and it's almost like an exchange. I have a lady that's training up our place, and she does. She's always bringing us zucchinis. Now, I think this time she tried to see which size zucchini we want. So she had small, medium, and enormous. She brought. Obviously, she picked them probably all the same time, and that's just which stage they were at. But I love it when she gets zucchini. I've had fried zucchini, baked zucchini casserole. I should probably make some zucchini bread. I have zucchini fritters and potato pancakes is one that I want to try next too. But she keeps bringing these zucchinis. They're absolutely delicious too.
Listen, there's a social media influencer, the Italian Princess and her Nana. They do all sorts of really good things, and it's really a cool thing. Probably just a little bit older than my daughter, but they did chicken cutlets and peppers, and boy, that looked really good.
Yeah. Peppers, roast them. You have the grill going. You can roast them right on the grill. Just turn that heat up. You char the outside of that pepper. And what happens is you can peel it. And then I like to slice it down after that. Put it in olive oil and whatever seasonings you like. And now you got a roasted pepper that you can have with some Mancini bread. This is the way we eat it. You had some Mancini bread, olives, and provolone. It's just a roll. We have to have it that way.
Olives. Oh, that's right there.
Or take those roasted peppers and now put that on your pizza. Just the roasted peppers, your regular sauce, your cheese, and those roasted peppers. Outstanding, especially when you're using sweet peppers like the red peppers and the yellows and the oranges. Just that roasting just really gets the sweetness of that pepper really comes out, and it just melts in your mouth. But letting them sit in some nice, a good quality olive oil along with whatever. It's just an Italian seasoning mix. It works fine, or you can add some fresh basil or some oregano, depending what herbs you have growing in the garden, and mix those in. Oh, it's outstanding. You can make a sandwich just with those peppers.
Absolutely. And speaking of provolone, Lamagna, one of my favorites right now, we have on sale at Coons Market in the deli, Lamagna provolone cheese, $4.99 a pound. So I do like provolone cheese, frankly.
Yeah, and that's a Pennsylvania product, Lamagna. So you're getting, again, another local product that we feature. We sell a lot of Lamagna.
When Rudy and them were still on the job every day, Lamagna, your dad sent me out there to tour the plant. Boy, those guys were priceless, man. I loved those guys.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? They had pride in what they do, and they're just good honest people. It's just like these people could have been billionaires, but they'll talk to you just the same as you are. You can sit down and have a cold beer.
And listen, and when it comes to pepper rings, Bellevue products, the best. Pepper
they
rings.
are. All their pickled products, but yeah, their peppers they have some really good banana peppers, hot or mild, that they mix in. Their gardenia mixes have some peppers in there, good stuff, roasted peppers. They really have a quality product. It might look like that's a generic brand. It's not a generic brand. This is a quality.
All right, so this is what you need to do, folks. We waited long enough. Some people are starting to fill up on the fan lines, as I like to call them. So peppers, whatever you slice and dice and do with peppers, we want to hear from you. And if you grow peppers, what's the secret to growing a good pepper or two? And do you like them mild, spicy, or like blast furnace hot? Give us a call. Red or green peppers, yellow peppers, what is it? 866-391-1020. Your favorite spaghetti sauce. How do you do it? And should you really leave the seeds in the pot, as my grandmother used to say, because it's added flavor to savor? 866-391-1020. Some lucky listener is going to take home a $25 gift certificate before the hour is up. Rob Taylor back with the news update at the bottom of the hour, and then it's your phone calls right to the top of the hour on the Coons Cooking Hour. And today, it's peppers, the topic of conversation. KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020. Good morning.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Did you see that UFO last night?
Is it real or is it AI?
How about the aircraft carrier floating down the river?
Nowadays, it's tough to determine what's legit and what to believe.
I know it's true because it was all over my feed last night.
But when it comes to news, depend on Pittsburgh's original news source since 1920. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A Fayette County woman was found guilty of killing her boyfriend's young son. 32-year-old Brianna Bloyer on Friday was convicted of third-degree murder in a jury trial of killing 2-year-old Bentley Myers back in August of 2024. 2-year-old suffered a brain bleed and bruising on his body due to physical abuse. He died of blunt force trauma to the head, prosecutors say, at the hands of Bloyer. The conviction carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. A person was rescued after their vehicle crashed and flipped onto its roof. This happened around 9:20 Saturday morning in Emsworth near the Glenville Park and Ride. In a Facebook post, the Emsworth Volunteer Fire Company, along with the Cochran Hose Company of Sewickley, removed the passenger side door along with the steering wheel to free that person who was trapped inside. Right now, unclear if that person suffered any injuries or if they were transported to the hospital. An 8-year-old child nearly drowned in a campground in Fayette County. This happened Saturday afternoon around 1:30 at the Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park Camp Resort in Springfield Township at Mill Run. Happened in the main pool. The child was flown to a Pittsburgh hospital. Right now, the child's condition is unknown. Well, following the death of a 12-year-old boy this week in McKees Rocks that was ruled a suicide, the McKees Rocks Police Department, with consent from the 12-year-old's family, released a statement on social media saying that the boy had been subject to unreported bullying, which may have played a role in the suicide. McKees Rocks Police Captain David Finnerty joined KDK Radio's Michael Bartley on Saturday.
That was part of the statement, is that don't discount our police department as an option for help, because we have great officers and they'll have been there for a long time. We all have children. We understand situations, and all of our guys are extremely easy to talk to, and they go out of their way for the young people, for the young generation.
The McKees Rocks Police statement on social media also stressed to call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 if anyone is struggling with grief, overwhelming sadness, or thoughts of self-harm. KDK Radio News Time, it's 8:33. Let's get to the AccuWeather forecast next.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I really appreciate their professionalism. They make it worry-free, and it starts with a free estimate, all at the right price. And I love that each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Hi, this is Larry Richard. It's the perfect time to reach out, get CertaPro painters to visit your home. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. You'll be so glad you did. Trust CertaPro painters.
Workdays work better with food. And not just any food, the good stuff. That's why there's Easy Cater, the workplace food platform where you can order from a huge variety of great restaurants for any group size, anytime, anywhere, all in one place. Whether it's gourmet deli trays for the client meeting, spicy noodles for the night shift, tacos for the weekend crew, or a big box of brownies to tell your team, thank you. Just use Easy Cater, one platform to feed them all and feed them well. Start an order at easycater.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Your employees are headed home, but you're still updating spreadsheets, switching between software, and wondering where the day went. There's a better way. Odoo brings accounting, sales, inventory, CRM, and more together in one fully integrated platform. So you spend less time managing software and more time running your business, because your workday should end eventually. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll start off with some patchy fog early this morning. Otherwise, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 87. Then clear early tonight with increasing clouds late, low 71. Tomorrow, expect a couple of showers and a thunderstorm that can be gusty and bring flooding downpours, high 82. And on Tuesday, expect another round of a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Nicole Joniak, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, don't forget peppers, the topic of conversation. Let's get going. 866-391-1020. Here is Diane in Valencia. Hey, Diane, how are you?
Doing great, gentlemen. Thank you, and hope this day finds the two of you well. This recipe is actually one that my family, we've done for years, and going back to the Donna show on KDKA, I believe we first came across it. It just taking peppers. I like to do a variety of the peppers, green, yellow, orange, make it all colorful. Grab a nice Vidalia onion, or regular onion is fine. Some zucchini, any other summer squash if you like. Dice it, chop it up into squares, strips, or whatever. Saute in the pan with a little bit of olive oil and butter. You can also do this in the oven, put it in a casserole dish, and if you do that, add in some cherry tomatoes. Bake it at about 300, load it in with some good olive oil. Little dollops of butter doesn't hurt either. And take about usually a pound of cherry tomatoes to add to it. I like to do a pound of the red and the yellow each. Some crushed red pepper flakes, some kosher salt, fresh cracked black pepper, about 4 cloves of garlic, and about 3 sprigs of rosemary or any other fresh herbs you have. Bake that in the oven at 300, covered with foil, for about 1.5 hours. It gives it a nice slow roast. When it comes out, you can put it on some nice crusty bread. You have the baguette that's on sale this week. Toast it up in your toaster, toast it up in the pan. Take a fresh garlic clove, rub it on it to give it a little bit of a garlic accent. And I also like the Morton's Nature Seasoning salt. It has a nice blend. It's not too salty. That's also a nice one. If you put on your crusty bread, you have the mozzarella pearls that are on sale this week. That's a great piece to put on it. as well as the sandwich pepperoni. You have a great appetizer, snack, even a lunch for the day, and you're set to go.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good ideas there. Especially making sure you season things the way you want them. But the bright colors, the peppers work out great for like a bright color. When you're working with the sweet bell peppers, they obviously, the colors, but they're not like something that's going to be overpowering as well. And then, which peppers I really started liking for the sweet ones now is they have those mini ones, the mini sweet. I love those. Just eating them plain like that.
Or you can just whip up a good cheese mixture with some fresh herbs. Use just even a Ziploc bag, cut off the corner, pipe that right
Stuff
into
'em.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you saute up some extra bits, if it's just the peppers by themselves, store it in a glass dish in your refrigerator. And the next time you make up your scrambled eggs, or you can have a quick omelet, if you do scrambled eggs and forget about them, just add them on top, but add them in for a nice quick omelet. They're very versatile and, can really liven up any dish. I've even put them on my fresh salad. It adds a nice little perk to that. Even if they're not fresh, it doesn't matter.
Right. Less work. You can just cut them into just regular ring slices and put them on. The seeds are all at the end. So you can literally just cut them up and be done a lot quicker. And they're not going to be this big, long string. They're just delicious. They're very versatile.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah, and like you said with those small ones, with the pearl mozzarella.
The pearl, I love any fresh mozzarella.
Yeah, stuff that inside there with some fresh herbs, drizzle a little bit of EVO on it.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of basil on there.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, you can stuff them real fast and won't have to turn the oven on. But even with the oven on at 300, it's not that bad. It gives you a nice roast.
Well, you can throw them under the broiler just for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice melt to them. Yeah, thank you very much.
Once again, Diane, a home run. Good job, okay?
Thank you, guys. Have a blessed week. Take care.
Oh, you too.
All right, here we go. More peppers. That's what we're talking about. Recipes. Someone's going to get a $25 gift certificate, so you better hurry up and give us a call, 866-391-1020. Here's Sharon. She joins us now, KDKA. Hey, Sharon.
Good morning, guys. Hey, this idea is from my great-grandmother. She, during the Depression, she'd take her turkey stuffing, but add some bacon to it and put that into the cut open peppers, put that water in the water and aside a casserole dish and bake it. And now, growing up, we had pork chops on the side. So I never had stuffed peppers with meat until I was 17 years old.
Wow.
I thought it was the greatest idea.
And I would never either, because I'm a Thanksgiving stuffing junkie. I love it. We do that bread stuffing. My Nana, my aunt, actually would always make a meat stuffing as well. We're using ground beef instead of the breadcrumbs. But for that, putting that bread stuffing inside that pepper, oh my goodness. So now I got to go shopping again today because I got to make that.
Hey, you guys have a great Sunday.
All right, you too.
All right, thank you. Peppers really do fall into that category. They're versatile, but like onions, they're not just about the crunch factor. They're about like an added ingredient. They're about flavor. They're almost, as though you're some sort of, marinating process, because they really do add a splash of flavor and can really spice just about anything up, Frank.
Well, we were also talking earlier off the air about the challenges now going on with peppers, it's nothing new, but the hot peppers that they have on buffalo wings, chicken wings, people using them for that, they're using probably the hottest pepper. I haven't even tried a lot. I've tried a ghost pepper. That's pretty hot.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah. I'm not really into the hot ones as I was. Like growing up, I would. Like those, they would have the atomic wing sauce challenge where you sign a waiver just to have it. They'd have 3 wings. That's all you could probably eat. I think I ate 2. And then there's not enough milk in the whole entire planet to get rid of that
if you're
heat.
going to sign a waiver, I think you need to rethink that a little bit.
I think that's a marketing ploy, but it was pretty hot. Now, I used to work in produce back when I was 16, 17, and the one kid there, his name was John, he dared me to eat a jalapeno, raw. And when you look at the jalapenos, they're They're nowhere near as hot as some of these ones they have today. And I bit into that raw because I've had jalapenos, but they've always been pickled. You know, the ones you get on nachos, and it's not that hot. So I bit into one of those. And again, I couldn't find enough milk in the place to be able to get rid of that heat. Oh my goodness, a raw pepper, just eating it like that is insanely hot. And I could just imagine if you bit into the hottest one right now, Carolina Reaper. You bite into a Carolina Reaper,
that's not
you're going to need the Grim Reaper coming out. Is going to be coming after you after that, you know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That's some spice to it. But there's people out there that have managed to burn their taste buds out, obviously, and they'll eat these peppers, and oh my goodness, I can't do them that hot. Now, when I was young, you know, I worked my way up, and I could eat a lot of hot food. And it never hurt mine. It doesn't, even today, if I eat something really, really hot, it doesn't hurt my stomach. It hurts my mouth. You can't get that out.
And if you have
burning
like a little cut or chapped lips,
you start sweating.
Forget it.
You know. Plus, if you're working with hot peppers, it's something to really pay attention. Wash your hands extremely thoroughly afterwards. Because I have contacts, and one time I working with peppers, and then I, washed my hands. I thought good, and then went to put a contact in, and that really burned. So you gotta be careful.
You think some people are just built differently?
I think it's kind of like, it's something that you kind of do it and kind of deaden the feeling in your mouth or whatever it is. You just get used to the heat. So a lot of people that have something hot, and then they keep going to something hotter because the other one doesn't taste as hot to them. It's similar to where, let's say you got the hot water going in your kitchen sink, Now, if your hands aren't used to it, they don't have the calluses, or you're just not used to it, you're going to, like my wife likes really hot water, and I'll go to wash dishes after her. Oh my goodness, I can't even get my hands in that water, But if you did that for like a couple minutes, now your hands are more used to it, and you can get used to it, kind of like baking too, like when I was learning to bake with Patsy Stagno, and he would reach right into the oven. He had calluses on his hands, so he'd just reach in the oven, take the bread out right off the rack. I mean, no pot holders, no anything. He wasn't grabbing a pan; he just the bread itself. And he's, and he told me I went to go grab something to grab the pizza peel to grab. He said, "No, you just reach in." I said, "Patsy, I don't know how you do that, but that hurts. I'm not doing that, But after time, if you build up a tolerance, then you can do it. And I think that's what's happened. People build up a tolerance, and now they need something hotter because they're not getting that same rush they used to have by getting the one pepper. So they move their way up. And that's how they do it.
All right, so here we're down to that final segment. If you want to have a chance to win that $25 gift certificate, you got to call in with what you like to do with those peppers. 866-391-1020. One more segment left to possibly take home that gift card. We'll be right back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
ZICAL. They help people move with less pain and more confidence. I've seen it. In fact, Physical has helped Pittsburgh get back on its feet with confidence through personalized one-to-one physical therapy and advanced balance treatment. It's amazing. The therapists use leading technology and customized care plans, focus on balance, neuropathy, and pain relief. You get back to doing the things you love safely and confidently. Call Monroeville Physical, 412-457-8200, 412-457-8200.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Keeping up with bills can be tough, but you don't have to do it alone. Duquesne Light Company's Customer Assistant Program helps income-qualified customers lower their monthly electric bills. The employees at Duquesne Light realize these are difficult times, and they're committed to supporting our communities. Applying is simple. Just visit DuquesneLight.com/CAP and apply online. Don't wait. See if you qualify today. At Duquesne Light Company, they are here to help when you need it most.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, again, pepper recipes down to the home stretch. You have a good chance to maybe take home that gift card if you get here under the wire with a peppers recipe or how you use those peppers. 866-391-1020. Next stop is Clairton, and here's George on KDK. Good morning, George.
Good morning, guys. Buongiorno. You know, this goes back to my Nonna, who was from Swissville, really Italy. She'd visit us every now and then, and she'd cook. And she cooked very simple, good and simple. Wasn't big on garlic or even olive oil. And she'd use a little contadina in a black skillet. She'd get just the plain green peppers, no kind of heat to them at all. Cut them in half and then got them out, as I used to say. And she didn't like the seeds. And my mom and her sisters were all raised that way too, no seeds. So maybe I thought it gave you diverticulitis. I don't know. But I'd slice them up. The oil's cooking, and they'd just put them in there. And before they'd put them in, they'd often have a little bit of chicken gizzards or giblets or necks, chicken necks. Have them in there cooking first, and then put the peppers in, very little bit of onion, salt and pepper, and just let it saute itself down for, maybe a half an hour. And it was out of sight, and it was good. It was really good cold. Like the next day, my mom had a bowl. It was probably about 3-4 inches high, white, heavy plastic, and probably about 10 inches across, and that would be filled with that, and it was so good. The colder, the better. And it was good hot, too, of course.
Yeah, nice. And nice to eat something that's easy to do, obviously. And, you make a whole bunch because they go so fast. But you can put them on anything.
Yeah, that's right. And the bread that we got at your store, very similar to the place I worked, Marasini's, hard Italian kind of bread. It was the best.
Yep.
And even to dip it in there, a little salt and pepper and dip it in there.
Yeah, you got the juice that's there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good memory.
It's a beautiful thing.
All right, Georgie, good stuff. All right, let's talk about where the stores are right now as we're getting ready to make that transition back to school and then right back into the fall. Frankie.
Yeah, it's a back-to-school mixed here with fall, and the fall flavors coming out. The stone fruits the supply is going to be starting to wind down now. Peaches are pretty much done, and it's all winding down, and we're going into apples will start to be more and more prevalent as we go here. And, it's that fall flavors that are going to be coming, more apple and pumpkin flavors coming out in our bakeries, more of your fall geared towards the salads. Soon we'll be bringing out the chili will be more prevalent in our delis. The soups will start to be a little more prevalent, and as we start to get towards that September, October, when you get that in the evenings, that chill in the air, which fall's a fun time. That's one of my favorite times of year. It really is my favorite time of year because you still get the warm days, but you get that chill at night, when you leave the window cracked open and you just throw some more covers on. And then, of course, the miserable winter is going to be coming, so you just enjoy that fall, until that really cold weather
But what fall is to me, it's the beginning of comfort food.
It is.
That's when we start rolling into like the next 6 months of when you walk in after a long day at work or at school, something good is cooking.
Yeah, like now you smell the food when you're coming up to the house. When you go back into school, especially, it's the end of August, and you smell the food cooking outside. And as the things change over to those colder nights, you start smelling the food when you get inside. That's when you know you're coming into the comfort foods, when that food's been in the crock pot or in the oven for hours or on the cooktop. Just, a good sauce, a good stew, a good soup, just sitting there boiling away and simmering and just, I think our moms did that to torture us when we came home with the delicious smells, so we would appreciate how much work she put into that food. But oh my goodness, and that's where that's the beginning of fall when you get to do that.
All right, we got a couple more calls. Let's see if we can get at least one. Here's Debbie in Cecil. Debbie, got about a minute and a half. Go ahead and good morning, and thanks for calling KDKA.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, this is just an easy tip. When you want to make stuffed banana peppers and you don't have loose hot sausage, just go to Coons and get the sausage links. Clean out your peppers the way that you do and just put the entire link inside the pepper and then put it in the bowl with your sauce and bake it the way you normally do. I discovered that one day when I didn't have loose sausage and just had the link, and it works just as great.
That's a good idea, too, because then you still have the case. You still get a crispness to it, too, when you bite in. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, very easy, and now I don't stuff them anymore.
There you go.
All right, good stuff, Deb. Thanks. Hey, Pete, we're not going to have time for you, buddy. We got to get to a break so we can draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Coons Market, that special place in your neighborhood, Coons Market, Pittsburgh tradition. And coming up next week on the show, we're going to be back at it, talking all sorts of incredible things, including how to store and cook with herbs and spices. Herbs and spices. That's next week on the Coons Cooking Hour. Rob Taylor also coming up in 5 minutes at 9 o'clock with the news. And then it's a best-of edition of Dr. Sean Ritchie and yours truly, Tri-State Neuropathy Center. So if you know anybody who's dealing with neuropathy, tell them that there is hope. And we hope that you'll tune in for all the information that you need coming up in a best-of edition of the Tri-State Neuropathy Center's Dr. Sean Ritchie and I. That's in the 9 o'clock hour on KDKA. Back to pick our weekly winner next on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Plus, our effervescent producer is here.
Effervescent? I actually don't know what that means, effervescent. Are you making fun of me?
Well, no, not at all.
Yeah, because I looked it up after Larry said it.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah.
So let's see
I was like, how are you describing me? And it says that it means giving off bubbles of gas. And I was like,
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Check these savings out from my friends at Coit during Coit's amazing indoor-outdoor sale. Save an incredible 35% off all inside and outdoor Coit cleaning services. Carpets, rugs, upholstery, draperies, air ducts, outdoor furniture, and more. Clean, sanitize, disinfect. Enjoy a Coit Clean home inside and out. Act quickly. Savings only good during August. Call Coit today, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT, right now.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Pittsburgh's annual Little Italy Days, this Thursday through Sunday. Authentic Italian foods, entertainment from over 30 acts, the region's largest heritage festival. Little Italy Days in Bloomfield. Free admission. Learn more at littleitalydays.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
All right, before we draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate, we just got to focus on this as well. One more time. L is for local, K is for Coons. You're the professional. Explain to folks why being local right now in the Pittsburgh marketplace has never been more important. Frankie.
Well, right away, it's more convenient to be right inside someone's neighborhood to help them out. So you don't have to drive. You already know the people in there, most of the people in there. When you're dealing with an independent, they'll listen to you. Like you come up, you're looking for a particular item, we're going to do what we can to sell that item and honestly tell you if we can or we can't sell it. You know, we gear things towards what the people are around us. You know, we really gear it for the town itself. When we're looking to put something in, like in our Bellevue store, we're looking for foods to be able to display. We look around town. What else do they need? What are they looking for? What's going to suit the township, the Bellevue itself? What's going to suit them the best to be able to be a good partnership with them? But really think about it. A good portion, probably 40% at least, walk to that Bellevue store now, and we'll continue to do that in the bigger store. For a family growing up, budget's tight. You want something that's going to cost you less. Do you want to drive a few miles, or do you want to be right down the road and be able to get everything you need?
But here's the final key on why it's most important. Fresh, local, fresh. Networking, fresh, local, fresh. That's what you need to take away from our conversation when we talk about why Coons Market is live, local, and we're the last standing locally owned and independently operated grocer in Pittsburgh. Time to draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate, and the winner is...
This week's winner is Debbie in Cecil.
Congratulations, Debbie. Stay tuned. News at 9 with Rob, then the best of edition of Tri-State Neuropathy Center, and of course, Dr. Sean Ritchie. And if you know someone that has neuropathy, tell them that there is hope and tune in right now. And then we'll be back after Accurate Solutions with 2 hours of the best hometown sports talk show anywhere. All sorts of great things coming up in that 2-hour time frame. Don't you dare miss it. It's 9 o'clock with your Pratt Pack. KDKA, Sunday morning continues right now with our news.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 74 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A person had to be rescued after their vehicle crashed and flipped onto its roof. It's happened around 9:20 Saturday morning in Emsworth near the Glenfield Park and Ride. In a Facebook post, the Emsworth Volunteer Fire Company, along with the Cochran Hose Company of Sewickley, removed the passenger side door and removed the steering wheel in order to free that person who was trapped inside. It's unclear the extent of the person's injuries or if they were transported to the hospital. An 8-year-old child nearly drowned at a campground in Fayette County. It's happened around 1:30 Saturday afternoon at the Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park Camp Resort in Springfield Township at Mill Run. Happened in the main pool there. The child was flown to a Pittsburgh hospital. Child's condition is unknown this morning. A Fayette County woman was found guilty of killing her boyfriend's young son. 32-year-old Brianna Bloyer on Friday was convicted of third-degree murder in a trial of killing 2-year-old Bentley Myers back in August of 2024. 2-year-old suffered a brain bleed and bruising on his body due to physical abuse. He died of blunt force trauma to the head, prosecutors say, at the hands of Bloyer. Conviction carries a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. Well, as negotiations over the Strait of Hormuz continue with Iran over the weekend, some members of the Trump administration are also expressing cautious optimism that a new deal could be on the horizon. Here's ABC's Allison Cossack with the details.
An Iranian official says Tehran is close to an agreement with Oman aimed at securing shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, but says any deal is depending on the U.S. changing its behavior before the strait fully reopens. Vice President Vance said the two sides have made progress. The vice president adding the negotiations are focused on conditions for the U.S. to maximize oil and gas coming out of the strait so Americans can enjoy lower gas prices. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
KDK Radio News Time. It's almost 9:03. Let's get to the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hello.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I work alongside my father, Les, and my brother, Lester. As long as I can remember, Lester and I have had a great relationship. I'm older, and ever since we were little, Lester wanted to hang out with me. So much so that one time he even let me curl his hair. As we reached adulthood, we remained close. In the late 90s, I was living in New York City, where I was mugged twice. Convinced I had to move, Lester drove up to transfer me and my belongings from Brooklyn to Queens. Twice, he drove up just to spend New Year's with me. And that's how Lester is. Kind, generous, and loving. And he's pretty smart.